Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan and today's video is going to be a high-end makeup kit. So this is a high-end version of another video that I filmed that is using affordable products for less than 1000 rupees and how you can build a kit that is for beginners or people who just want to build a professional makeup kit. So in today's video, it's not going to be for any particular group of people. It's for anybody who wants to build their makeup kit, anyone who wants to invest in really good products, anyone who wants to try out. So if you are a beginner, you want to try out some really good products so that it's like one-time investment and you can use it for quite some time, you can try these products out. If you want to include it in your professional makeup kit, you can of course take my suggestions for this. Of course, I don't really have any like face palettes or anything of that sort because I'm not a professional makeup artist and I just do makeup on myself. So a palette as such is not of much use to me. So in case I do want to mention some palettes, I will leave it on the screen right here as and when we talk about certain categories. And so yeah, ever since I did that video, this comment used to arise in that video every now and then, like, when are you going to be doing the high-end version of this? So I'm so sorry it took me so long, but so because it's a high-end version of that video, I had to get my hands on a couple of these products and I wanted to test out a couple more products before I included it into this high-end makeup kit. So that's exactly what you're going to be getting today. This video is going to be jam-packed with a lot of product recommendations, with a lot of information. So I would suggest grab a snack or have your dinner while you're watching this video. Get your plate, watch my video and eat along, or get something to sip on, because this is going to be a long video. I have a lot of amazing recommendations for you guys and you guys are going to love this. So I will be starting off with the base products because I have quite a lot of those to cover, but I did my eye makeup today first and in a couple of the other demos as well. But I feel like this is like an easier way to talk about the products if I start with the base makeup. And if you guys are wondering, this bag is actually really heavy and filled with products and it has a pretty good capacity. So if you want to buy a bag similar to this is from Oriflame. I will link it down below. I had linked this bag in another video as well. Now firstly, for prepping my skin, to moisturize my skin, this is apart from like the skincare routine, this is the moisturizer I would use before I apply my makeup. So this is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. Now this is one high-end moisturizer that I feel is amazing and completely worth the price. Now I got this one for 2500 rupees. I think it still retails for the same price, and this one is very moisturizing for my skin. So if you have normal to dry skin, you can try this one out. It comes in a tub and I'm almost out of it, but they do have another one that comes in like a jar, like you have to spill it out. So a lot of makeup artists even use that one to prep the skin. So it preps your base really well, holds on to the makeup and keeps your skin moisturized. So a really good moisturizer. I do use this for underneath my eyes as well. I don't really have a high-end eye cream recommendation for you guys. I still do use my Mama Earth eye cream. So now moving on to products that I use to prep my skin. Now in terms of primers, I have a couple of primer recommendations. Actually I have three. One is the Benefit Professional Primer. Now this one I use it to fill in my pores. So I just use this for this part of my face. I don't really use this for the entire face because I don't feel like it's very hydrating, especially for my skin type. So what I like to use this for is for places where I have visibly large pores, and it is a very good pore filling primer. So I would highly recommend, if you have like large visible pores that you want to fill and kind of like give that filled in effect to your pores, you can try this one out, but do not use it for the rest of your face. It has the tendency to, like, you know, cake up a little bit on the forehead and all that, so just be wary of that. But this is a really good primer, and this size of the primer is a really good way to start off with. So this one was for around 1100 rupees or something like that, and sometimes you can find this particular size of this primer on a very good discount deal on Sephora India website or on Nykaa sometimes. So just keep an eye for that. And then another one which is a little more moisturizing in my opinion is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I feel like this is a very ideal primer for people with normal to dry skin. It's like a primer come moisturizer, so it keeps your skin really moisturized but holds on to the makeup really well and keeps the makeup looking really nice throughout the day, and your skin doesn't get really dry. So if you have very dry skin, and especially if you want a special occasion that you have to attend during the winter times, this primer is amazing. And again, I got this one in the travel size because I want to try out primers before I invest in the full size of it. What if I go ahead and buy the full size and never really like it? So then another primer that I feel like is pore filling as well as moisturizing is this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. Again, travel size, and this one was for around 1700 rupees or something like that. And I really like this one, you guys. It is You need a very little amount of it. It smells like orange lime, something like that, very citric. It's again a moisturizer cum primer. It does add a slight pore filling effect to the skin. Has like that very balmy thick consistency, which I really like. And yeah, I think this one would cater to all skin types. A lot of people across skin types really like this, and I really like this primer, and I completely get the hype about this. So yeah, that is pretty much with all the primer. And then if you want to use something to add a little bit of glow to your skin, you can use strobe creams, of course. So this is the MAC Strobe Cream, and these are in two variants. I have this one in gold light and this one in pink light. Now I got this one for free in the sample size. I think this is 6 ml when I bought something from MAC Cosmetics website India. So they had a launch offer, so that's when I just got this so that I can try it out. So I feel like both of this works for my skin tone, like gold light and pink light. I thought pink light would be very stark and contrasting on my skin tone, but it's not really very contrasting. It does blend in really well. And so even if you want to like start off, they have a mini variant of this for I think about 990 rupees or something like that, and I'm not sure if that is 6 ml or 15 ml, but that is a good way for you to start off. So yeah, either one of this you can try out. I do really like the gold light shade as well. It does add sort of like that luminous effect to your skin, but it's not very chunky, it's not very like glittery on your skin. So I really like that about this strobe cream. And this one you get 50 ml of product. This is pretty pricey, like 3,500 rupees. But yeah, so it completely depends on you what you want to get. Like if you want to get pink light, you can get it in the travel size of it, so that you guys can first try it out and see if you really like it and then invest in the full size. If there's a travel size of something, always try that one out first, just so that you guys know if it's going to work for your skin or not, because you'll end up buying the full size and then regretting it, and it's your money gone down the drain. Even though travel sizes are not like great value for money, it's at least a good way to start trying a product. So at a time, only so much amount goes from your pocket, and if you don't really like it, it's just gone with that. So as opposed to buying a full size or something. But I really love both the strobe creams, and I feel like they are a very vital part of my makeup routine. So even if I have to get ready for a video, or even if I'm like going out somewhere, I have an occasion to attend, I always make sure I use the strobe cream. I even mix it in with my foundation sometimes, or apply it on the high points of my cheek as a highlighter. So it's a multi-purpose product, and it's an amazing product to try out. And then moving on to foundations, I have a couple of those for you guys as well. The first one is an OG. This is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. I have this one in the shade NC42. This is something that a lot of makeup artists in India use on brides. Holds up really well throughout the entire day, even in the hot sun, and you don't really have to set it a lot. And it has this sort of like natural skin-like finish. It has a little bit of glow to it. It's not too matte, and it's not too luminous as well. So it is again something that you can use across skin types, and you don't really have to set it that much. You know, when you are getting ready for a special occasion and you want to be photographed, you should have a little bit of that glow. So if you have to powder the entire foundation down, then it doesn't make sense. So in that case, I really like this one, and I highly recommend you guys try this one out if you are looking for a foundation in the high-end category. They have a wide variety of shade range and different undertones as well. Now ideally, I would recommend that you go to the MAC store and get yourself shade match to get your exact shade, because it is a pretty pricey foundation, and it's an investment for a lot of people, and you don't want it to go wrong. But at this situation, I'm not very sure if it is safe going and getting yourself shade match. Probably you'll have to wait for some time to get, you know, until everything eases a little bit before you go out to a MAC store. But if you know a YouTuber who's of your exact shade match in some other foundation, then you can check out for their MAC shade reference and get it online. MAC Cosmetics has launched their own website in India as well, so you can get it from any place that you want. It's just that you have to be wary of your shade range. So yeah, I really like this. And then another foundation that I really like is what I have on my face today, is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I have a demo of the MAC Studio Fix as well as this one. So I really like this foundation. Again, you can just see it looks like skin, and it has a little bit of radiance to it, and I really like that. I don't really like my foundation to look really matte and kicky on the skin, like all sucking out all the life from my skin. I don't really like that. I like to have a little bit of glow, and this is a foundation again I would definitely recommend for brides, for people who want to use this on a special occasion where you're going to be photographed, or anybody who's just generally looking for a more radiant foundation. This is definitely like skin, you know. This is again something that has a good coverage, like a medium coverage. Even the MAC foundation is like medium to medium high coverage, and this one is also like medium to medium high coverage. I wouldn't call these to be full coverage foundations. I would recommend keeping it above medium coverage, and you'd have a beautiful natural finish, and it would look like skin and not too cakey. Again, I don't really have to set this foundation, but if you are of oily skin type, I'm not very sure how you would like this. But yeah, such a nice foundation. And again, the price point of this is pretty good in India. It's not too pricey. You know, sometimes high-end foundations are like really pricey. Like recently Nykaa has launched Charlotte Tilbury, and the price range is on another level. But these are, I feel like, you know, moderately priced. I really like that. And then another foundation that not a lot of people like, but there's a reason why I still like this foundation, okay? It is the Huda Beauty 4 Filter foundation. Now hear me out. This was something that the makeup artist used on my skin, even on my wedding reception, and the reason was it gave very beautiful coverage. So she just wanted to mask a bit of the pigmentation on my cheek that particular day and around my mouth and all that. So she used this foundation. So she actually made like a concoction of the Armani Luminous Silk foundation and the Huda Beauty 4 Filter foundation, and my skin looked amazing. It was not like too cakey, it was not too dry, but it was not too like oily looking or anything of that sort, and it held up pretty well throughout the day. But the day of my wedding reception, it was not too hot as well. It was like very windy and beautiful, and I enjoyed that day. So I was like, oh my god, I have this foundation and I love it. I understand why a lot of people like to use this foundation, especially because it gives you coverage. If you have a foundation that's not giving you that much coverage, you can mix this one up. But if you have very sensitive skin and you are allergic to fragrance, this one is packed with that, and it is comedogenic. A lot of people break out with this. It clogs pores, and people with very sensitive skin must stay away from this if you have like very acne prone skin. I have this one in the shade 340G Baklava, and I feel like it is a pretty decent shade match. In the Huda Beauty 4 Filter foundation, the shade range is such that, you know, the couple of shades are missed, like for like NC 40, 42, you don't really have the exact shade match in that. But this is a pretty decent match for me, and I really like the undertone as well. I don't really use this continuously on my entire face. I like to use this more like a spot correcting foundation, like every here and there wherever I need a little more coverage. I like to use this. I like to even use this as a concealer. I know it's not recommended, but I still like to do that because it's 35 ml of product, and it's like way more product than a concealer, and very good coverage as well. So something that, you know, you can try out if you want to. And Nykaa recently had like flat 50% off on this particular foundation, so a lot of people were able to get this for like 1,600. That is an amazing price deal. So now moving on to concealers, I have a couple of concealer options for you guys. So first one is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. You get 15 ml of product in this. That is like a foundation, like half the quantity of a foundation itself. So if you are someone who's going to use concealer on a daily basis later sometime, and you want something that's going to last you for a really long time, try the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is again moderately priced, not too expensive, and it's for like 1,900 rupees, which is a steal. And I got this one in the shade Sand, which is a little bit light for my skin tone, so I use it underneath my eyes more so for a brightening effect. And I really like this. It is almost full coverage, doesn't crease a lot, and I don't really need to set this as well. So a really good concealer. And then I also have the MAC Prolongwear Concealer. I really like this one. It is like little goes a long way with this. It's a very liquidy concealer, so little is enough, and then it covers everything. It has like very good coverage, and I don't really like to set this concealer because it has a little bit of that dewy finish to it, and I like that underneath my eyes. It's very hydrating. So this is another concealer I think that would be great to have in your makeup kit if you are going to be doing makeup for others, because it's something that you can pump out. It comes with a pump. I think it is done this way, keeping in mind professional makeup artists, because you can mix two shades and then use it on your client. If it was a concealer like this which has a doe foot applicator, then it's not very hygienic, so you have to take it on the back of your hand and then apply it on the client. So that's again double works. This you just take and pump it out and mix and match, and you can get it to look really nice on almost all skin types. So you can use this even to spot conceal around your mouth, wherever you have pigmentation. It wouldn't look too dry. So this is a concealer that again I would recommend to all skin types, so both the Too Faced and this one I would recommend to all skin types. Now the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer is another concealer that I think is amazing. It's not too drying like the foundation, so this is pretty nice underneath the eyes as well. So this is what I have on the right side of my eye, and I feel like it's so hydrating, but yet gives me like full coverage. It sits so well underneath my eyes. There is a tad bit creasing to all these concealers because they are pretty creamy and thick and they are very emollient underneath the eyes. They do tend to crease a little bit, but I can see past that, and I have set this concealer as well, and I still really like how it looks. It's not too cakey, but again, this is also something that has a lot of fragrance to it, so if you are someone who's like completely allergic to that, again, that's something that might turn you off from using this product, but I really like the coverage it gives. Now, one concealer that you can't get easily in India, but I will link stores where you can find it, the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is my OG, this is my favorite, and I tend to use this quite a lot for special occasions because I feel like it's very long lasting and very minimal creasing. I can almost say like there's very minimal creasing with this particular concealer, and you get 10 ml of product in this, and I feel like this is ideal for people with like normal skin type, but if you have very dry skin, you should stay away from this. And you feel like if you apply this concealer, the under eye area would look a lot more aged and dry, then you might want to stay away from this. But if you have like pretty smooth looking under eye area and you don't really have a lot of dryness in the under eye area, you should try this one out. I think you'd really like it. And now for powder, I just have 2 powder recommendations. I'm not a big powder person. I don't really powder my skin down. I feel like it just looks really cakey on my skin, and my skin doesn't really require powder. So just listen to your skin and see what it requires and then use the product. Just don't do it because everybody on Instagram and YouTube is like powdering their face down. So the first one is something that now is available in India as well. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I have this in 02 medium. I particularly like this to use it underneath my eyes alone. It's just so smoothing. I have used it underneath my eyes today. You guys can see it just instantly smoothens that area. You can use it even on your forehead, wherever you want to, for the rest of your face as well. I just don't feel the need to use it for the rest of my face. What a beautiful finely milled powder. If you have to get just one product from Charlotte Tilbury, it has to be this one, and I'm not very sure how many shades they have in this. I think 3 or 4 shades, but the shade medium works really well for me. I just like to brighten it. Another powder that has a couple of different shade options, and it's a loose powder, is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder. I got this one in the shade Banana Bread because I feel like that is a pretty good shade for me to use underneath my eyes. It's pretty brightening as well. They have a couple of other shades which would match you exactly to your skin tone, but I didn't really know which one was going to match my skin tone, so I just got Banana Bread to be on the safer side. It's a very finely milled powder, doesn't have too much coverage to it, but sets the concealer really well and makes it look really smooth and not too cakey. So now we've done with foundations, concealer, powder. Now let's move on to some blushes. Now, if you are a professional makeup artist, I would recommend investing in a blush palette as opposed to individual products. So if you go to MAC store, you can get a palette and customize the blush shades you want to have in that. Of course, you can still buy individual pans and then still use it on your clients, but I'm just giving you the option. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is this Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge for lips and cheeks in the shade Uber Beige. This is what I used on my cheek today. It's so dewy looking. It looks like skin. It's something you can even use on a daily basis. It looks like it has no pigmentation at all, but it is so pigmented, you guys, and a little goes a long way, and I really like how it looks on my skin. It looks skin-like, dewy, and really nice. So right now I'm checking on Nykaa. They don't really have this particular shade called Uber Beige, but they have 3 other shades which you can check out. So this one was the one that I got, Uber Beige. I didn't buy it from India. I got it from the Bobbi Brown website itself. And then 2 MAC blushes. So this one is the matte blush in the shade Desert Rose. This is something I have been talking about for quite some time on my channel, and this is like the first blush I got from MAC. So this is a matte blush, and it's not like too matte on the skin. It's not too drying, and this is that one shade that you would need when you have like crazy eye makeup and like a very bold lip or something like that, and you want your blush to be very subtle. So it goes with all sorts of eye makeup. Something that's really warm toned or even cool tone makeup, you can use this one. It is pretty pigmented, so you have to use a light hand with it, and then you can build it up gradually however you like it. And this other one is in the shade Peaches. This is a sheer tone blush, and it is a sheer blush. I mean, like, it's not super pigmented in the first go, which is a really nice thing for a lot of people, because you tend to like go heavy handed and then you have to sit and blend it like crazy to get it down. So with this, no matter how heavy handed you are, it still is a light wash of color, and then you can build it up to the intensity you want. And it's a matte blush. It looks really nice on the skin, and it is a very nice peachy tone of blush, which I really like, and I think it flatters Indian skin tone so well. And then moving on to bronzer, the only bronzer that I have, because I'm not a big bronzer person, bronzer contour products, I'm not big on those. So this one is the Benefit Hula bronzer. This one I got in the mini variant from Sephora itself. This one originally retails for 1,530 rupees, but I got it on a discount for 1,100. So I think that was a steal, and I really wanted to try out the mini size because I feel like I wouldn't really run out of a bronzer really fast, so a mini size would definitely make sense for me. And my brush does fit in pretty well into this. It's not like too small. This shade does show up on my skin, but if you are anywhere deeper than my skin tone, it wouldn't show up at all. And this, even on my skin tone, like, I have to build it up a little bit, but it's a really nice blendable bronzer. Now for a bronzer and contour products, if you want a palette, you can try out the NYX Contour Palette. Now that is not really high-end brand, but the pricing in India is definitely high-end. It's for 2,000 rupees. So anything about 1,000 rupees I am including in this video as well. So you can try out the NYX Contour Palette. I think you have a different variety of shade options in that, irrespective of your skin tone, and they are pretty blendable as well. And so a lot of people do use that in their professional makeup kit if that is what you're looking for. If you don't want a contour palette, because how many shades of that are you really going to use? And then a contour shade that I think a lot of people would really like is the Balm Bahama bronzer. Now this is a very, very great toned contour shade, so it's perfect to chisel out your cheekbone. It blends really well, and it's not like crazily pigmented, but it's not like it doesn't show up on your skin tone at all. Again, Balm I don't think is a high-end brand. I'm not sure what they address themselves as, but in India it's definitely a little bit pricier, so I am including this in this video before someone comes at me like Balm is not an high-end brand. And then now moving on to some highlighters. I have a couple of those, of course I will. So again, I don't really have any highlighter palettes, but you can try out the Anastasia Glow Kit. They have two variants in that. I have swatched all of those personally, but I feel like they are a little bit too chunky for me. Some of them have glitters in it. A couple of shades are a little smooth. A couple of them have a little bit of like chunky glitters in it, so I didn't really buy it. So you can of course try them out if you want to. If you want individual highlighter recommendations, I am here for you. So the first one, my favorite, this is the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is in the shade Oh Darling. What a darling shade. Beautiful. It's like a gold shade, and it's not like too warm looking, too gold looking on the skin, but it's not like but it doesn't look like too subtle as well, and it looks really nice. Okay, it is an intense highlighter, so if you have a lot of texture on your skin, you might not really like this, but you can use it with a very light hand or go heavy handed with it as well. I really like that highlighter. And then something that is a little more smoother looking and something a little more subtle. This is the Becca highlighter in the shade Champagne Pop. Oh, so famous. Now Becca has recently launched on Nykaa, and they also have a mini variant of this if in case you didn't really want to go out and buy the full size of this. This is what the highlighter pan looks like. I don't find it to be anything out of the world, something that is very different, but it's not a very bad product as well. I do like the shade, like it looks like a peachy champagne shade, but on skin all of these highlighters look almost similar. Peachiness of the highlighter doesn't really translate onto your skin that much, but it is a finely milled highlighter. It does emphasize texture again, but you can use it with a light hand. Of course, all of these are highlighters and they do emphasize texture on your skin. And something else that I have is from Ofra. This is in the shade Rodeo Drive. I got this in the mini variant, and of course course you can buy the full size if you want to, but I would never really run out of a highlighter in this lifetime, I think, because I have quite a lot of highlighters. So that's the reason I got the mini variant of this, and I feel like this is very, very, very intense. So if you like intense highlighters, you can try this one out. Again, it's pretty similar to MAC Oh Darling, and has a little bit of like that gold undertone to it. But if you are of a deeper skin tone, it might look a little bit more like silver looking on your skin, so just keep that in mind. They have a lot of different shade options. You can try out whatever suits your skin tone. Of course, you don't really have to buy everything that someone's recommending. And then another one again from Balm. Okay, this one is the Balm Bonnie Luminizer. The reason I really like this is because it's really soft on the skin. Not very natural looking, but pretty soft, and I really like this one, especially for people of deeper skin tones than I am. That's the reason they launched this. Their original one was Mary Luminizer. That doesn't even suit my skin tone in my opinion. It's a little too white looking on my skin, so I really like this because of the golden undertones that it has. But these are really, really delicate. They shatter really fast. And then of course, to set your makeup in place once you're done with all this, or also use it as a prepping spray. You can use it both ways, to set your makeup or to prep your skin. So this one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I got this one in the travel size again, and this one was for 990 rupees, and the full size of this is for 1900. Again, it's not too pricey, so you can try this one out. It preps your skin for makeup really well. It is pretty hydrating, and it also sets the makeup really well. I really like this one. Again, MAC Fix Plus, something that you can use before your makeup. That's how I really like this. I like to use this more or so like a primer. Like once I'm done with my other primers, I like to just spritz my face with this because it instantly hydrates your skin as well. And then I like to tap it in because I don't really like the nozzle of this. It doesn't squirt out the product evenly. It's a little bit like everywhere. The product itself is really nice. It's really nice to prep your skin. It does hydrate your skin pretty well and holds on to your makeup. And also you can use this to intensify your shimmer shades that you can do with most setting sprays. And also you can set your makeup with it. You can, if you don't really like to spritz it directly onto your face, spritz it onto a sponge and then dab the sponge onto your skin to just blend everything in together and seal the makeup in place. So yeah, something that I didn't really like at the beginning, but I found a way around it. If I run out of it, I'm not sure if I would repurchase it. Now this one is something that I forgot to mention. This is the Pixi Glow Mist. This is specifically for people with very dry skin, and if you want to prep your skin. So if you want a little bit like a high illuminating mist, you can try this one out. It does add a little bit of glow to your skin, makes the foundation go on top of it also a little bit glowy. A really nice mist. I have never used this to set my makeup. Like after my foundation is done, I don't really use this because I'm not sure how it looks, but I really like this one to prep for foundation. So I think that's pretty much everything for the face. Let's move on to eyes now, shall we? So for eyeshadow palettes, of course I have a couple of recommendations. So the first one is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk Palette. Now, hear me on this. I know these are pricey. Do not pay the full price for this. Nykaa is having their Pink Friday sale. Buy it only during sale, and this is what the color selection of this looks like. I really like the shimmer shades in this. I really like the matte shades. I like the blend of colors in this, the mixture of colors, not like just cool tone colorful shades where I really can't get a feasible look out of it, like all in one, where I have to travel with multiple palettes or carry multiple palettes. It's not like that. So I really like how the color selection is placed. I just don't really like this glitter shades. I actually scooped out the entire thing because it was creating a mess over all of my makeup products and on my brushes, and every time I applied it there was glitter on my face as well. So I had to take off my makeup today a couple of times just because of this particular shade. So I just scooped it out. So now it's not causing me any trouble. I really like this particular section. It's so beautiful and purpley, beautiful shades. Again, such nice gold shades, a little bit of warm tone shades, and of course the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. This is something that I did get recently and I have been using it. And one thing that I've noticed is that the shimmer shades in this are a lot more softer and a lot more buttery compared to Desert Dust palette. That doesn't mean that one is better than the other or anything. Both of these are pretty pigmented and the matte shades are pretty good. But what I feel like is that sometimes some of these shades just blend into one another. It's not like a stark looking eyeshadow look. So say if you use this shade and probably something else, it's like just going to blend into each other and it doesn't pop as much. And I feel like the matte shade somehow in the Desert Dusk palette is a little more pigmented. I could be the only one who's feeling that, but I just feel like that. So again, it depends on what kind of color selection you would like to go for, but I, in my personal opinion, would recommend both. And then another Huda Beauty palette that I'm not necessarily recommending this particular shade in this, but you can try out these small palettes. Like these retail for 2,500 rupees and they come in a wide variety of shade options. So they have like the Ruby Obsession, they have their Topaz Obsessions, Emerald Obsessions, and they have some colorful palettes as well. And that's what the makeup artist did for my wedding day as well. She was carrying these Huda Beauty palettes. They're easy to fit in any makeup kit and you can travel with it easily as well. And she needed like a lilac purple shade for my to match my sari, and she just took something from that palette, mixed and matched, and did that. So another palette that is a little bit more colorful. Now this is completely optional. If you would like to have like a colorful palette in your collection, you know, then you can try this one out. This is the Anastasia Rivera palette. I really like the packaging of this. I mean, it looks so luxe, like this blue and white is amazing. And these are what the shades look like. They have like colorful matte shades and some colorful shimmery shades as well. So it just depends on what you would like. This is a palette that I would like to have in conjunction with another palette. This is not a palette I would like to own as my first palette. And then some like liquid eyeshadows. I don't really have the Stila liquid eyeshadows because I feel like the Swiss Beauty liquid eyeshadows are very similar to that, and they're like less than a quarter of that price, and I would rather stick to that. It performs really well for me and I'm always reaching out for those. But these are pretty good as well. These are from Pixi and this is their Liquid Fairy Lights eyeshadow, and I got these in two shades, Rose Gold and Bare Brilliance. I have used this a couple of times. They don't really have a lot of fallout when you blend them and they are really nice shades. This one is a lot more like bronzy gunmetal kind of shade, and this one is like a rose gold shade. Really nice. Have that very shimmery effect to your eyelids. So if you want to amp up your eye makeup, you can try this one out. And the reason I'm recommending this is because these are not very pricey. They're not very expensive. You can of course try out liquid eyeshadows and those shimmery eyeshadows from the affordable range, but if you want to try out the Pixi eyeshadows, they are pretty good as well. And then for eyeliner, I really like this Huda Beauty Life Liner. They have the kajal side on one side and the liquid eyeliner. That is what I have on my eyelids today. I really like this. It's very pigmented, very black and very long lasting, and they do look really nice and matte on the eyelids as well, and they don't fade away really easily, and they're very easy to apply. So I'm someone who's not very good with liquid liner and I don't really have the hands for it, you know. My hands like start getting really shaky, jittery, and I'm like and the eyeliner is all over. So with this I don't really face that problem and it's very easy for me to apply, and I just need like one dip of this product for both my eyes and I'm done. So yeah, I really like it. I really like how it looks, and even the kajal side is pretty good. Not the most pigmented black kajal, but pretty good. So yeah, I don't really have a high-end brow product to recommend to you guys. You can of course check out the Benefit brow range and Anastasia brow range. Depends on whatever you like. I have pretty thick brows, and the Sugar eyebrow product is something that I still reach out for, and it does the job for me. So I don't really find the need to go ahead and invest in a high-end product. And then for lashes, I have these lashes from Huda Beauty. These are this is in the variant Giselle, Carmen, Claudia. I have tried Giselle in the past. I really like how natural it looks. Like, I have small eyes, okay? If I use really thick big lashes, it covers up my eye. It's like do you have your eyes open, or are you walking with your eyes closed? It's like that for me. So I really envy people with like really big eyes and like that, you know, elongated eyes where all the lashes look really nice on them. I really envy people with like eyelid space as well, but I don't really have that. So I have to buy something that actually matches my eye shape. I really like to use like those voluminous lashes, but I think this shade, this variant in Carmen is a little bit too big for me. I haven't tried it out just yet. So if you have like long elongated eyes, big eyes, try this one in Carmen. But this one in Giselle and Claudia would suit anybody. And also there's Samantha lashes, the oh so famous Samantha lashes. I do have it, but I don't have it right here with me to show you guys. Those are also pretty good for any eye shape, and they look really nice. Obviously, if you don't want to invest in like such high-end lashes, try out the pack lashes. You wouldn't be disappointed. They have a wide variety in that as well, and you can definitely find something for yourself. You can try out the lash variant in 53 or 52. Really nice. Now I think with that we finished major part of this. The last thing that is left is lips, and I think I've been speaking for the past 1 hour and my throat is giving up on me. So now first lip product I'm going to be talking about from the high-end range has to be the MAC Retro Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I love this and I have bought a new shade for myself. This one is in the shade Dance With Me. This is what I have on my lips today as well. It's such a beautiful red shade, you guys. It's like a red with a little bit of pink undertones to it. Really like it. It does form that rim kind of thing in the center of my lips because I haven't moisturized my lips since morning. Like, I've been applying, taking off my lipstick constantly. Been talking for a really long time, so my lips are a little bit dry right now. So this one is in the shade Dance With Me. Really like this shade. This one is in Carnivorous, a very beautiful deep red shade. I have this one in the shade Topped With Brandy. It's like a very dusty mauvey shade. I don't know how to describe. So anything I don't know would be a dusty mauvey shade. Dusty Rose. And I also have this one in the shade Tailored to Tease. Now I got this one as a free product when I ordered something else from MAC. So I am collecting these liquid lipsticks right now. I'm not a makeup hoarder. I don't really collect makeup as such, but I feel like they are discontinuing these MAC Retro Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I can't find a lot of shades even in the MAC official website, and I can't find it on Nykaa as well. Like the shade Old Lady. Where is that? I wanted to try that shade so badly and I can't find it anymore. And of course, if you are someone who likes bullet lipsticks, I have just these bullet lipsticks from the high-end range. These are the MAC lipsticks. I have them in so many different shades. I have the shade Diva, I have the shade Captive. I got them in the mini variant as well. Like some shades that are now available in the mini variant. I have bought the mini variant because I wouldn't really run out of a lipstick again. And I feel like the mini lipsticks are a little bit different in formula. Like the pigmentation is a little bit less compared to the full size, but I don't really mind it. I will build it up and get it to work. And I also have the full size of these. I have the shade Ruby Woo, a very beautiful red shade. I have the shade Russian Red, the shade Sin, which is a very nice deep red shade. So beautiful, especially if you want something like for a festive occasion, something for like your wedding day. All these deep red shades and red shades would come in handy, definitely. And then the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Bend and Snap. What a beautiful blue toned pink shade. Amazing. I wear it for so many different outfits. Very long wearing formula, very pigmented and not drying at all. So Too Faced liquid lipsticks are available in just 3 shades. So this is one of that, and then they have a red shade and a nude shade. So you can try those out if you were looking to invest in a really good high-end liquid lipstick formula. This is something that I really like. And then of course Huda Beauty liquid lipsticks. I have these in 3 shades, I think. I have the shade Vixen, I have the shade Trophy Wife, and I have the shade Famous, which is a plummy red shade. Really nice formula. I really like this. Very comfortable. And then of course the Anastasia liquid lipsticks. I'm not very sure if all the shades are available in India, but I will link it wherever I can find it. I have these in 2 shades, Vamp and Ashton. Very pigmented but can be very drying, so it depends on your liking for liquid lipsticks. If you don't really like dry liquid lipsticks, do not try these out. And also I completely forgot, for mascara, the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, it is what I have on my eyes today. It's gives me that lengthening effect to my eyes and doesn't add a lot of volume. For that I like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have been talking for the longest time and I'm like super tired. My throat is really dry, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I lived up to the expectations, and since you guys, and it was worth the wait because you've been waiting for quite some time for this video, I know. So yeah, let me know what are your favorite high-end products in the comment section down below, and something that I should definitely check out and probably a lot of other people can check out as well to add to their kit, to build this kit together. And your recommendations are amazing. So yeah, keep them coming. I really want to read all those comments. So anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and liked it. So if you did like this video, give this video a thumbs up. It's a small step from your side and a huge thing for me because it's engagement for my channel. And also, if you do really like the content that I put up, you can watch a couple of my other videos as well, and then consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one.